Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are Streaming Rainbow, and we would like to cordially invite you to watch us weave a story together. Welcome to Halley's Children Belgrade, the next installment in the Halley's Children series of games about ageless, empowered people living through history. If you haven't seen our first installment, Halley's Children Hastings, I suggest you head to our YouTube playlist and watch that first before venturing with us into Belgrade. But while you're here, make sure to like, subscribe, and enjoy. Without further ado, I would like to first reintroduce, in fact, the Heroes of Hastings. We have Half Thor, the Mentalist, played by David. We have Ida, the Chameleon, played by Lara. And we have Anush, the Unkillable, played by Cameron. Also joining us today are two players new to Halley's Children, but not to Streaming Rainbow. We have Courtney playing Yelena. I got it right this third time. And Mindy playing Mila. We'll be playing this game using the Fate system by Evil Hat Games, using a power system taken from their Venture City expansion. So, y'all ready to play a game? All right. It is July of 1456. Recently, the Ottoman Empire, under the leadership of Sultan Mehmed II, conquered Constantinople, a feat that seemed impossible until it was done. Now, Mehmed is seeking to expand his domain further into Europe, and to do that, he has to take the fortress city of Belgrade, a crucial strategic point for control of the Balkans. John Hunyadi, the man responsible for defending the frontiers of Hungary and a veteran of many battles with the Ottomans, saw the attack coming and has been gathering forces for the defense of the fortress. However, at the time of the Ottomans' arrival, those forces are still being gathered, and the city contains only 7,000 troops, a mere tenth of the army that Mehmed has brought with him. And above them in the sky, once again, that strange recurring comet that will someday be called Halley casts its eerie light on the world below. It is returned once again, and once again it will bring with it a gift. As the Sultan puts his troops into position, the doors to the city are about to be closed. The last stragglers, people reluctant to give up their homes outside the wall, but now left without a choice in the matter, are moving at last into the city. Among them is a small family of healers and herbalists. Courtney, would you please describe Yelena and her family for us?
Yelena is a young woman of her early 20s. She has long, curly, dark hair that she attempts to keep tamed within a braid, but it always manages to make its way out. She has dark eyes, the color of oak and honey, and is long, like a narrow face with a long nose, narrow features, dark eyebrows that are thick. And her family is much the same. They're very peaceful people, very calming if you're around them. And they're in their cart making their way into Belgrade.
Marvelous. So you've got your cart full of all your worldly possessions. And the three of you are making your way into the city. There are people shouting at you to, not you specifically, but everyone, to hurry up and get in. The Ottomans are here. The army's at our gates. And it's becoming less a procession and more of a riot as people struggle to get in fast enough, as people knock each other over, people bump into your cart, almost dislodging your belongings. It is a difficult time. How are you responding to this situation, this stressful situation?
I think Yelena always takes a moment to make sure she herself is calm. She'll go out of her way to make sure children don't get squished here and there, stayed with their families, and is just trying to be as helpful as she possibly can to get everybody through in as calm a manner as she can. Yes.
Marvelous. You know what? Let's do the first roll of the game. Let's do a rapport roll for Elena to see how well she calms the crowd.
Of course, it's rapport. It's fast.
I love rapport. Rapport is the best. Everything should be rapport.
Yeah.
So I got 4. I have average. I rolled 3, which puts me at a great. Yes.
Average, fair, good, great. Yeah.
Amazing.
No, just great.
Well.
Gotcha. So you successfully managed to simmer the crowd down, and that really helps with getting into the city on time. It was possible that some people were going to get left behind, but your skillful calming of the crowd, as well as yourself, has made things better. And you get through the gate before it's closed, and start heading to. Do you have a house that you've set up, or?
I think we've made a deal with the local butcher, someone who we trade with regularly, to use the back part of their property to set up a tent.
Marvelous. So you make your way through the crowded streets with your cart. You have to stop several times for people's horses just being in the way. The army is sort of moving around the town as though they're trying to keep the peace, but it seems like they're just making things worse with their presence. And you get to your friend the butcher's house, and he is welcoming to you. He's currently out. He's not at his business at the moment because he was waiting for you. And he comes up to your cart as you approach and says, "Wonderful, wonderful. It is good to see you all. I have set aside. You'll barely notice my things. And the house has a rear entrance, so we don't have to even go in the same way. It is wonderful to have you here. I'm so glad that you got in before, well, you know."
I think Yelena is going to take his hand. We're very grateful for you offering your space. We'll be stronger for everything together, I think. If ever you need any help, please let us know, okay? We're happy to help you as well.
You are always so helpful. That is what I love about you. You are always so giving of yourselves. Your whole family, all of you. And he goes and he like embraces your mother.
Yelena makes sure to step back a little bit so he has a moment extra to hug her. I'll look to my grandmother Diana. Like, let's go start setting up the tent, Grandmama.
Yes, of course. And she hops out as spry as her old legs will allow her to help you set up. Right. Meanwhile, also making his way through the city gates, having stealthily moved ahead of the Ottoman troops, is a man called William. Or at least he's currently going by that name. David, will you please describe your character for us?
I would love to. So William is right now he's a little hunched over in like a large dusty overcoat. His chest is sort of curled in. He's doing his best impression of a weary Christian straggler. but at his full height, he's somewhere between 6'4" to 6'5", striking blue eyes. Has right now his hair is very shorn, but it's like a dirty blonde. He is it's maybe to like yeah, I guess it'd probably still be long. It's still in that time frame where it would be acceptable. Just but not too bad. Like a bob, a length. No, not in that style, but about that length, about his ears to jaw level. A very, very muscular build. He's a very, very big guy. But he's doing his best impression to look beaten down, straggling, running from the Ottomans. Not running literally,
but yeah, seeking refuge for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we will go then to our second roll of the game to see how well you do that. Let's give me a deceive.
Oh boy. Let's see. By the way, everybody, I absolutely did not update my sheet right. I'm a bad player, so but I just did it right now. Oh. It's not great, guys. It's not great.
And that's your punishment.
Let me see. I started at, you said deceive, right?
Yes.
I started at good, and I will end up. What's good minus 3? Average or mediocre? Mediocre, I think.
That's mediocre.
0.
Yeah.
Mediocre. Yep.
All right. So you are
3 negatives.
Yeah. You are making your way through the gates as they are about to close down. Fortunately, it's a nice orderly procession, thanks to the help of Yelena previously. And you're stopped by the guard at the gate. And
It's all right. I don't need any help. I'm just an old man. Trying to get in.
What brings you here, old man?
The same thing as everybody else. Running from the horrors of war.
And where did you come from?
Just, the town that way. Am I doing a bad job of doing a bad deceive?
No,
you're doing a good job
job
of a bad deceive.
Yeah.
That's the theoretical question, right?
Okay, I'm going to make a quick roll here. Okay, cool. So the guard looks like he is about to harass you. But then he shakes his head, realizes he has more important things to deal with than a sketchy old man. And he lets you through with a smack to the back of your head.
God damn it. No, I think at that Hathor realizes, I gotta get this straight. What region am I in again? Okay, that's not. All right, I gotta do this better. Maybe no accent this time.
Perhaps the Irish accent is not the most appropriate.
Again, fans who maybe have not tuned into the first season, Hathor does a lot of mushrooms. Space and time. He's also, I think, 300 years old now. Space and time are very distant things to him. So, also, I just wanted to do a throwback to my also really bad accent in our first episode. So.
Marvelous throwback. So where is
no more leprechauns?
Where is Hathor / William heading when he gets into the city?
I think he's going to kind of do what he always has and just find the scummiest quarter of town where he knows, like, find that place where he knows both the like rich people come in disguise to get their vices out, and that the poor people spread the little money they have in those back rooms as well, gambling and drinking, and just a very try to find one of those like centers,
All right,
and get a room if you can.
Okay. And quick question: have you been to Belgrade before, or is this your first time in the?
I don't think he would have ever been to Belgrade before.
Okay.
I don't think he would have a reason.
So it takes you a while to find what you're looking for. You have to travel through and meander your way around a lot of people. Again, the soldiers
Can I roll
are
a resources roll to help me on my search?
Resources to help you on your search, like paying off people to help you find.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Cool, like, here's a little tip: help an old Irishman. One fell off the table. To, I think I already have it at average. I do still. So that is a good.
All right. Okay, so that helps you grease the wheels, past some soldiers that are willing to point the way. They don't why does that old man want to go somewhere like that? But whatever, he gave me money, so that's cool. And you find your way to the Spiked Devil Tavern, which is a tavern / inn / gambling house that would probably be willing to put you up for a night if you have coin and don't mind the infestations of bugs and things.
Yeah. He's William Hathor is still very clean and still very much so looks down on Western Europeans for their filthy habits.
Mm-hmm.
He makes sure whatever place he found was close enough to like some sort of body of water where he could get a bath or a bathhouse if those exist here. But yeah, he takes the room gladly and heads up, and then he sets up his little got like a little shrine he keeps with him, and it's just the little recreations of wood carvings from a past life.
Lovely. All right. We pan back from Hathor setting up his adorable little wood carvings. And we go to behind the Fisherman's Soup Tavern, where a young woman waits. It's around this time that the tavern's owner, Gideon, usually comes out to dispose of his fish scraps. And sometimes he has more substantial foods, which he is happy to part with for those in need, such as the homeless young woman we're about to meet. As Gideon steps out the back door, Mindy, will you tell us about who he sees?
Mila, she looks like me, essentially. She has curly hair down to her shoulders, but you can't really see it because her hair is in a bonnet. She dresses very conservatively, long sleeves, long skirt. One of the noticeable things about her, though, of the part of her body that you can see, her hands are covered in a significant amount of burn scars that disappear into her sleeves. And she has been living on the street for the past 5 years now, since she lost her home and everything she had.
Yeah, Gideon sees you there and nods to you. He pulls out a sack in which he has some food for you. He looks around before he passes it over. Says, "They're going to be rationing soon, and I'm not going to be able to do this for you."
I know, and I appreciate what you give to me, Ricard. I don't like coming here. You know what? Actually, I have a few coin. If you'll take something, I managed to.
I get enough coin from my customers.
Right, and I'm just a beggar. Well, I'll make by. I'll make do. I have these past few years, and before that, Mama and I were making do on our own regardless. So I'm a survivor. You don't have to worry about me.
Are you old enough to remember the last siege? It was many months.
7. Yeah. I was young, yes. But yeah, that was 16 years ago, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, I'd boo every night that he would be safe, and when the victory happened, and so grateful that he would come home. Yeah, well, hopefully he's out having fun playing boy hero.
We can hurt.
But we won the last time. We will win again. We have the Lord on our side. His omen is up in the sky. Yeah, and we know what those infidels are capable of. The last siege lasted 7 months. This one will last 4. And then we'll be back to normal.
Hopefully even less. When Hunyadi gets back, he'll rout those bastards.
Indeed. Have faith. It is in the Lord's hands now, and the Lord is with us. He was before, he will be again. As it says, behold, I give you the authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. We will be protected. It is written in his book. We are protected. We will be okay.
I hope you're all right.
You sure you do not want any coin for this?
Couldn't possibly. I must get back to my patronage now.
Right.
They'll be calling for me in the kitchen.
No.
Enjoy the soup.
Thank you.
And she head back in.
And she sheepishly takes it, somewhat embarrassed, finds a stoop and begins to eat.
All right. We will go now away from the town below and into the fortress above. Within the citadel is a set of rooms set aside for important visitors. And one of those rooms is currently occupied by one Nicholas of Elok, the band of Croatia, Slavonia, Dalmatia, and Moscow, voivode of Transylvania, and good friend and ally of John Hunyadi. At this moment, he is calling out angrily, "Andreas! Mehmed is at our doorstep, and that idiot Zilyagi still won't give me command of the fortress. Andreas!" Cam, will you please describe the person who answers this call?
So, I think the person who runs into this room is different than the Anush that you've seen before. He's like lithe and dexterous, and is immediately like checking all of his pockets, looking for like a quick solution, maybe like a tonic or something to calm this motherfucker down. But if like you didn't like have a train, I think it'd like be almost like imperceptible because it's just second nature to him now. He is like sporting like a long beard in like very like tight, like some sort of fabric, like, but it's like tight and like movable. And he runs into this room and he has like this wild look in his eye, like he's just been interrupted. He doesn't even say anything. He's just like, "I'm here."
Andreas, you have to help me. This idiot, he insists on taking care of the forces. He says John gave him the command, but I am John's friend. I should lead. I can guide us through this.
Well, let us be honest then. Yes, Nicholas? You are a friend, correct?
Of course.
And if you are born to be a leader is not a position, is it? It is not a title. Leaders can come from every place, any shadow, any corner. It is about the decisions you make yourself, Nicholas, and these decisions I can very much help you with.
Very well. Oh, I need a drink.
You see, I believe I have heard the rumors of my little birds in the streets. They pray tell of something valuable to Hanyati's war effort, a weapon prophesied to beat the Ottomans. And you know about these prophecies and these Christians. They believe the things that are written in their books. And if maybe we gather this artifact for Hanyati, he might give you more considerable title. Not just behind the scenes leadership. But there are options. There are paths. So just a few.
Tell me more about this object.
This object, it is very interesting. It dates back to, and he's just like full on bullshitting now, thinking of like other things, thinking of like planning like where he needs to set up the star in Jerusalem that the babe was born under. They follow it. It is said to, in their religion, come again when in great need. And this star, it falls from the sky. And those who follow it, they are made legend. I believe I can figure out where this star falls. If you allow me some resources.
Yes, of course. Take whatever you need. I must have it.
Anything for you. Yes, of course. I will do this right away. There's no time to waste. I have seen it in the sky. It is falling now. You want to take a look later?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Yes. Well, me and my man will be off. We need to go scout in the forest.
You need to scout?
There are things that you should probably not know if you want to keep clean in authority and leadership. Yes?
Andreas, I trust you as I have trusted none other. You have always guided me and lifted me up. So for you, I shall allow this.
No, these are gifts you pay me. These are gifts enough. Yes, yes. But funding for the star will bring you much power. I must go now. Goodbye. And he leaves.
Where is he going?
Instantly going to the room, getting pagan. All of his shit should be packed, and he's going to find a place to set up to work, a workshop, something with like things prepared, maybe like vials and like herbs. And there's this healer, well, these healers on the outside of town that I probably have visited from time to time, or at least have heard about, but I think if I haven't paid them a visit now is the moment.
All right. Okay, so you gather your things and head into the city to start looking for these healers. We will move to our final introduction. Also within the Citadel, but nowhere near as fancy as the lodgings we just visited, is the barracks and training ground, where we find a large segment of the 7,000 troops housed in the city. Some of them milling around, some of them practicing their military skills, and one young page dashing through the grounds to report to Captain Magyar. The captain, standing with one of his lieutenants and looking over the grounds, looks at the young man gravely. Jakob, I need you to go to the city guard captain's office by the outer gates. Tell whoever's there that I need to speak to the captain of the guard by midday today. Understood, boy? Lara, would you please describe who responds to him?
So we see a young, on the cusp of being a man. He is right there on the edge. So thin, gangly, high cheekbones, dark curly hair, and dark eyes. Eyes that a lot of people, while probably drunk, have said like, "Oh, Jakob, you have very wise eyes." Somebody who is told to be wise beyond their years, little do they know. In fact, Jakob sometimes forgets what his name ever was. So now he nods quickly and goes, "Yes, of course, I'll go now," and just bolts off, but definitely takes a moment to, as he is running, watching the star in the sky, knowing that their friend has something going on, because they have seen their friend in the city. They have heard of things. Ida keeps their ear to the ground and is always watching. So at this point, they have not approached their friend Anush, but they know it is going to be time soon. So, but yeah, Jakob runs to find the captain of the guard.
Marvelous. And on the way, I'd like you to make a notice roll to see, well, if you notice something.
Okay, let's see, guys. Let's do this. Notice is fair.
Okay.
So a fair with 2 pluses. So that's a great. I did it, guys. I'm done.
You won the game.
Yay.
So with a great notice, as you are passing from the citadel into the town area, you spot something happening. You spot a young girl, probably, it's hard to tell with all the dirt, but maybe 10 or 11, walking up to a group of soldiers which are marching into the citadel, walking up behind them, and then as the girl walks behind them, they don't pay her any attention. Dirty children, who cares? They don't pay her any attention. She turns to get in line with them, and as she does, she is no longer there. There's just a soldier. And the soldier turns to you, facing you, winks, and goes on his way.
That makes Ida stop, completely stop dead, and watch, and like, memorizes the face, but knows that it does not matter. But I think while there's still eye contact, they nod their head and then start going again.
All right. So you make it to the captain of the city guard's office, who is not happy to see you, not happy to get the message that you're delivering, but willing to duck down his head and do what he's told. All right. So everyone, Mehmed's cannons begin firing. 300 strong. some of them absolute giants, all firing at the outer walls of the city. That jarring, booming sound will become in the days going forward as familiar as the wind itself, as the Ottomans strive to breach the walls of this fortress city. If there's something that one would most associate with the coming 10 days, it is that ongoing barrage of noise. In second place comes privation, as the available food is limited and it has to last until Hunyadi arrives, an event which, what with the Sultan's naval blockade of the river, seems uncertain at best. During the next 10 days of siege, what do y'all get up to? What do you want to do?
I think the first thing Half-Thor does is try to find, because he came because he heard through the what's his name, Huermund, right? No, that's the Miller.
It
that's the Miller that grew up, and then Otto.
And Edmund was also. It was Edmund and Otto that.
Oh, Edmund, no.
Yeah.
Edmund and Otto, that this is where the next, this is the most certain they've been that this is the next location of reappearance of the comet. And so I think knowing that, he knows that Robert and Anoush will be here. So he feels like Robert will see him coming no matter what. And they both know that they'll be wherever the comet is. And he knows that if Anoush is here, there's a really good chance Ida's around. Either indirect contact or like doing what she does. And so, but Ida's often very much harder to find. Because just like 300 years ago in Hastings, Anoush has always been able to stand out despite his best efforts. So the first place he would look would be, ironically enough, like a healer or something. He would look to see if there was a healer that was so far superior to the others in the town. If there was like one guy that was able to like overcome every malady and also specifically had a large Englishman with him. So he starts poking around town to try to find specifically Anoush first, hoping that leads to more of his old friends.
All right. Then it seems appropriate to go to Anoush. Anoush, you were looking for the healer.
Yes, and I think like Anoush is in his outdoor wear. He has a long kind of cloak that can like double as like a jacket. It's like wool lined on the inside, but also like very much like gaudy and also the only thing he wears. So like he is not prioritizing stealth. He's prioritizing efficiency. So he's like, it's like these like purples and red. These like weird, outdated, anachronistic Persian designs. Moth-eaten, there's probably a hole or two in it. And it's just like hustling, hoofing it through town.
All right, you get a lot of stairs.
It is okay, I've been training, it is good.
All right, you make your way into the town. Here in town, no one knows you really. So you're not given the same sort of respect that you were when you were with Nicholas. And how do you find who you're looking for?
I think I would probably just like look for people who are hurt and see kind of like how they are healed. So like if I know, like if like there's some sort of like poultice or something, or like some sort of like herbs that might like grow somewhere in the forest, I could probably track it down. Maybe.
Okay.
You know, I don't think it's like as fast as fucking humanly possible. So if I have to talk to somebody, I will deign to talk to somebody. But if I don't have to talk to anybody, I'm gonna fucking brain that shit.
All right. Just give me a straight up will to see you getting through this town and finding your target.
Great. Amazing. 100%. We
Love
can do
it.
that. I love a good will roll. That is going to be a superb.
All right. Okay, so through spotting so there are people. There's no fighting right now because the gates are closed. You know, all that's happening is there's the cannon shelling. But before the gates were closed, there was a fair amount of troops and peasants who were sort of trying to fight off the hordes incoming. And those people are in the city now, and they have been treated by the lovely Devonic family, who you do find your way to. They're living at the house of the butcher.
Knock, knock, knock. Hello.
Yelena comes from around the side of the house. I'm sorry, I don't believe he's here right now. Could I perhaps help you?
Yes, I was looking something inside.
I'm so sorry, that all cut out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Cam, you're cutting out really bad. Freezing Cameron.
He's frozen right now.
And I'm debating whether or not I want to come around at this time too, because she's my friend and I've eaten lunch. Do I want Anish there or not? Debating.
Let's make
Well,
sure
first-
that we can actually
First, we
have.
to get Cameron back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Hence me saying all of this now because I know it's going to be edited out.
Hell, man.
Oh,
Oh, he was there for a second.
He froze again.
buddy.
Reset your router, Cameron.
Oh, there he goes.
Goes, and then the EOS.
Where's our EOS friend?
Who's got the crunchy munchies? Because now I'm hungry.
Me.
M&M's! Share!
Num-nums!
Push them through the internet.
I'll bring him
The
to
last-
London.
When we went to New York, we just happened to be at a hotel that was walking distance from both Hershey's and the M&M factory. So literally every day we would go to the M&M factory, get a shit ton of M&Ms. Husband was happy he only gained a pound. Entirely we were there.
Sarah, I updated my sheet and resaved it to the drive. Should I delete the old one?
Thank you. No, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
I'll do the cleanup.
Oh,
Didn't
Cam,
touch
you're
your
still
shit.
frozen.
Cam, you're back, but you're still frozen.
It looks like a 90s video that's in like true crime documentaries.
I've decided
Am I
that the
here?
name
Am I live?
of the butcher. Ooh,
You
sort of.
were for a second.
Now
Wait.
you are.
Now you are. Yes.
Where are you?
Yeah. Yes. You're moving.
Am I alive?
Move fast. I
No.
don't.
Hello?
We don't. Okay. Yes. Yes.
We do not have time. Hello, knock, knock, knock. Hello, how are you? I am in very much rush. Hello.
I am.
Honestly, true to form. Honestly, true to form.
I'm here. I'm here to do your landscaping.
3, 2,
Hold on, wait, where are we starting from?
the knock.
How about knock, knock, knock?
Yeah. Starting from knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Knock, 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 knock.
Yeah. After a moment, Yelena is going to peek around the side of the butcher shop. I'm terribly sorry. I do not believe Bosco is here right now. Could I perhaps help you with something? My name is Yelena.
It's very nice to meet you, Elena. My name is Andres. There is something that ails me. It is on the inside of my body. It is. I am looking for. I heard tell of a family who lives here. They are very practiced healers.
Oh, yes, of course. Come back. We're just finishing setting up our camp. Come. And she leads you into the back of the butcher shop where they have set up a tent, and their cart is still beside, and it has crates filled with various different things. And she ushers you over to a stump of wood. Sit. My mother is not here for a moment, and my grandmother is taking a little nap. She's tired. But tell me what is happening.
Yes, may I understand? I'd like to introduce my compatriot. This is. I look at him, knowing that I never introduce him because there's no need, and I just say, I panic, and I say, "This is Will."
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Will. And she offers her hand to shake.
He puts his hand out to shake. He's got a big rough hand like a laborer, and he nods.
I'm sorry that it's currently only one stump of wood, but perhaps you would like to sit on the cart?
I can stand.
William is very good at standing, but yes, this thing that ails me, it is a curiosity. You know of this thing?
Well, let's start with what you are feeling. Do you have fever? Chills in your sleep? Are you not sleeping properly?
I never sleep properly. I never really sleep.
Oh, she starts to rummage through different glass vials.
I instantly get up and try to look at the things that you're rummaging with. What are you looking for specifically?
Well, sleep is important for healing, so perhaps we start with a simple tea.
Oh yes, tea would be very nice. I think this inside of me is less of medical, this healing, and more in the head, in the brain. There's something I am feeling, a curiosity. Sorry if I am not speaking well. I know your language very well, but it is changed so much.
He speaks like this in every language.
That is quite impressive. You're doing wonderfully, of course. Unfortunately, our talents lie mostly with the physical ailments. Sleep is one of the things we can help with. Perhaps if you sleep more, your mental anguish will diminish.
Yes, of course. There is much time for sleep after all of the work has been done. But now there are things to do, things to accomplish. I very much appreciate that you have taken the time to see me and address my ails, but if you may not help me in this way, maybe you can help me in another.
You need only ask, and I will see what we can do.
Me and my compatriot, we are tracking something that is falling from the heavens above. Now, it is a very real thing, I tell you. It is not a story or a metaphor or some superstition that maybe you've heard the locals talk about. It is something of very importance. And I think that this is a very good, the right word, good spot to it escapes me the phrase place to come back to and work out of?
While he is trying to explain this, there is a knock on the door. Yelena, it's Mila. We heard you had come to the butcher. I just wanted to say hello. And I just opened the door and I'm like, oh,
Mila, we're around back.
That's all right. I saved you a little bit of the fish soup. There wasn't much left, but and then I sort of knock in and like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you are doing. I thought your grandmother dealt with that stuff more than you. So, and then I just sort of look and notice that you're wearing the robes that you're wearing, and instantly start getting like somewhat cold and standoffish to you. I don't say anything, but just sort of you're one of them kind of thing.
Mila, they were. I'm terribly sorry. I remember the introduction for your friend Will. Perhaps I need more sleep. Your name escapes me.
Andreas.
Andreas. I am terribly sorry. Andreas and Will were.
Andreas.
Inquiring about my grandmother.
It is interesting. Where did you learn from?
Myself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm speaking to your friend Mila.
Oh.
Yes.
Learn what?
You seem to know things. I can see it in your eyes. Where have you learned? What have you studied?
I study what all good Christians study, the good book.
Of course.
That is the only knowledge I need.
But more than that, you're able to read this book. No, it is very difficult for some. So you have learned somewhere, and yet I do not mean to overstep, do not look like you have learned anywhere. Very interesting dichotomies that come from the Greeks.
How about some tea?
As I said before, I would love some tea.
Yes.
I'd like tea, yeah.
Preparing a big pot, and Mila, I found some berries before I came into town, and she's offering just food and things to break the tension.
Without being asked, Pagan is helping with the tea.
I was telling our friend Elena that maybe there can be some mutual benefit for doing research out of this place of medicinal kind. In Make, I am also a practiced healer. I can help around to do things that maybe are too hard. I am very well versed in taking care of
the
elderly.
Have worked as healers for this town for years and years. They are quite established on their own.
Very well. Book that you have read out of, does it say that the many hands they make a light work? You learn that?
Andrzej, it is always wonderful to meet someone who is with a keen interest in the healing arts. I know when my mother returns, and myself included, we would love to learn of your philosophies, which I am sure are well regarded elsewhere, not from here. There are always new philosophies all around the world. Here.
All we need are the ones that are given to us through the good book. New, old, true is most important, Elena. You know that.
Oh, there's. No, Mila, you are so sweet. Looking out for me always.
Always.
Yeah. How are you faring, my love?
You know, as well as As well as I can, as anyone does, but, you know, I have faith, and that is all I need.
Mm. Well, faith and perhaps a good supper. You'll come back when my mother returns, and we can all have a bit of. You said fish soup.
There's not much left, but if your mother has any flour, I can make some bread for whatever it is.
Oh, we will supply you with what we have. You know, you are always welcome in our hearth.
Of course, and I do not wish to intrude. You know,
no intrusion. A coming together of new friends. Yeah?
Yeah, friends. And look back at whatever his name was. I forget.
Totally dissociating at the moment, thinking of completely other things, not paying attention to this conversation that you two are having.
Of course.
She starts to go pile like flour sacks or what they have into Mila's arms. I'm sure Bosco would not mind you using the kitchen if you wish.
Oh, of course. Like, just lead the way. Like I said, all I need is a bit of flour and some water, and you know, I'll learn my keep.
Very well, and she'll lead you into the butcher shop, and show you where everything is, and then once you are settled, we'll come back outside.
And before you go, I do take like a hand on you. It's like, be careful. They are not to be trusted.
Oh. I am always careful, Mila. You know this.
No.
But I appreciate you.
Those infidels have tried to take us over before. They failed. We must be vigilant so that they fail again.
Ah, yes. I see now.
You're not there. We're in the kitchen.
I was not talking about you.
Yelena will reach up, give you a quick kiss on the cheek, and then she'll hurry back out to Hafthor. Will forgive my friend Mila. She's very protective and has seen a lot of hardship in her time. She means well in the best way. She knows how. Takes a moment to get to know her.
I was not offended in any way. She seems very nice.
Yes, of course.
Great. Anyway, I was thinking about this task at hand. I think this place... I've been kind of like looking around, trying to analyze... Are there like herbs like drying, or like any like medicines or like utensils?
So everything they would, what they would have would be like tied together in bundles. None of which is labeled because they are the only ones who knows what it does. But yes, you would see things like chamomile and echinacea, things for antibiotic purposes. There's a vial of honey. There are some ghost pipe is what it's called. It's a long mushroom sitting in the fluid, which is it has analgesic effects, which maybe you perhaps know this, but various things in like different vials and jars, tied herbs. There's a mortar and pestle, things like this. Clean cloths.
I'm going to go straight to the honey, and I'm going to look over it. This is very interesting. Not
Would
many.
you like some in your tea?
I am good. Yes, for ingestion. It is a little sweet on tongue, but where do you procure this?
We typically do not stay within Belgrade. We've come here for safety. We have a cottage out in the forest. And most of this is things I have gathered.
Oh, you've gathered this. It is not far from this cabin.
Well, it is outside of the city walls that is currently a problem as a
What?
mortar shell rains
That
in
is
the
very
distance.
impressive. It's this, especially these feeding off of this foliage in this climate. It is such interesting. It is you offer it in tea, and also such medicinal aspects to it. You're very good. You're very good at what you do. I think we can be very much help each other.
Well, if you are as practiced a physician, I would love to learn.
We can do this. We can do this. Let me get my things. I will set up.
Oh,
Hey,
You invited a
pardon
vampire
me-
to your house. I'm so sorry.
Pardon me, a person who's squatting in a butcher shop. Can I borrow somebody else's home?
I'm going to go to gently nudge my grandmother. Nana, help.
Elena, why are you bothering me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go back to sleep.
Oh, good. That is what I need, is the sleep for my beauty.
And you
I
are
go back
fair
to the
beauty.
room and is like, hey, Elena, I was wondering if you had any like rosemary or something for the bread. And
Yeah.
if you are rooting through her stuff, is she not there, or are you with your grandma?
Well, here's
I-
the thing.
Go ahead.
You wouldn't see him rooting through her stuff. You would see him with like a bunch of leather bags and like satchels, and like him taking off like a bunch of like little purses beneath his robe, and like starting to like lay them down methodically, and like open things up. You see this long like, cylindrical object that is like mounted on tongs, it looks like, but like three of them, that like he looks through really quick, and like this large like white man is like going through all like of the other bags and starting to like set up like different like herbs and like supplies and things.
So you seem to be making yourself quite at home for a patient.
Oh, I see you've misunderstood. It is very unfortunate. Less of a patient, more of a partner.
Partner.
Yelena
Yes,
sticks
you
her
see-
head out of the tent. You asked for rosemary?
Yes. Rosemary, some thyme, anything that might be added to the dough.
I don't have any here, but I will go find it. Hurries away.
Well, considering that the matron of the house is not available, I doubt getting into deals with the youngest is something that is legitimate. You may want to wait to ensure that you will be staying before you make yourself comfortable.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Your name is Mila, correct?
Hasn't
Yes.
changed since the last it was spoken.
Oh, very good. Thank you. I do not know your customs, so I very much appreciate you directing me in the right way.
They're so friendly in this town, I tell you.
Very much so.
She's
sorry.
just spending. Who was that?
We did not speak in your language for just a moment.
And I'm like, heathen language, right? So yeah, the one, like, other than her clothing, like the one thing that she has on her is essentially on a leather strap. This that she managed to like fuse together. It's a cross made out of nails, and so she's just rubbing it furiously with her
Very
scarred
interesting.
hands.
I always see this symbol. It always perplexes me. It
Of course, it would perplex you.
is not quite accurate to what actually happened to the man, but it is very nice. You see, when the Romans, they crucified, they would...
You do not need to lecture me about the ways of the Lord.
Oh. I thought that is pulpit, teachings. Man in robes, I give it like a really nasty wry smile. I am done playing games. I am not from the Empire of Ottoman. I am, unfortunately, one of their victims as well. They have overtaken my country long ago, and I am here to stop them at any cost. I am on a mission.
I give you a look of bullshit.
Look, that is fine.
I mean, I would say that. That's just the look.
Yes. I am. I'm on a mission for a moment to find a fallen star. I think maybe this might interest you. Yes?
A fallen star?
Something from that. It is almost like God is calling out for his children.
Indeed. He watches over us to ensure our victory.
Whether you believe it or not, I do agree with you.
I think Yelena has run out into the street and is like seriously looking for her mother. Who's like,
Set
do I
the
yell?
fuck up.
Do I? And then sees like this tall, blonde, clearly not from here. Another foreigner. Must know the other one. Your friend, help!
Because all foreigners know each other.
Yeah.
Young lady, I'm looking for a family of healers.
Oh, yes,
Perhaps
that's
you are
perfect.
looking for them as well. You
No,
seem
that's
in
me.
distress.
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. This can
my
only
name
get
is
better,
William.
right? Hello, William. That's the second one I met today.
That immediately pings in Hector's mind and is like, I'm right. I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
The gathering of the Williams.
Hurries back with our new friend and it's like, I'm so sorry. I forgot I had rosemary in this bushel here. And she's like digging at the very back and pulling out a bunch of herbs. Your bread is so delicious and delightful, and looking around to see if anything is on fire or if anybody is hurt now.
And I take it, but I do not break eye contact with him.
100% break eye contact with you.
In Anush's head, as Hathor slowly is a few steps behind Yelena, he hears, "Hello, old friend."
In your head, can I reply in your head? Is that something I can do?
Right.
Yeah.
And
I'm there.
I think perfect timing, old friend. Everything is coming into place. The star is here. Have you seen it?
How could I miss it?
We have to wait when it falls to the ground. I am recruiting new friends.
While you're doing this back and forth, since I can't hear anything, so it's just silence, I'm starting to pack up your shit.
Contact.
Yeah, and it's just like, nope.
Milo.
Pagan's not allowing that.
No, she's not.
I'm going to try.
Pagan is blocking that. This big, burly Englishman.
I don't deal with that shit.
No.
And in Pagan's head, he hears, still picking on smaller targets. Some things never change.
Nice to see you too.
Still keeping our friends safe. Thank you for that.
Mila, let's go make the bread. It seems like perhaps these friends would like to get acquainted, and we know if they get out of hand, Nana will show them what's for.
That she will. Don't make yourself comfortable. And
it was very nice to meet you, Mila.
At that,
Start
as
to
soon
walk
as
out.
they walk out, Hathor says, "Wow, they're very friendly in this town."
They are very friendly in this town. They were both so interesting.
You know, centuries later, it still warms my heart to see you rejected by the peasantry time after time. It is a I feel like every time you come down from the upper cities, you join the working folk. There's just an outright rejection, no matter where we've been.
It is very good to see you too. I give you a big hug.
Yeah, he gives it a huge hug. So apart from our new friends, have you seen any of our old?
Well, I have my little birds around. They should be here somewhere.
I rolled a what's superb +1?
Fantastic.
Fantastic, to see if to look into Anush. Or wait, sorry, did I do that wrong?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Oh, I thought you said. I want to look in when I mention old friends. I want to look in Anush's mind and see if at the forefront is there any of our Robert first, Ida 2, and then anybody else.
Anush, what's on your mind?
I think he can roll a will against it, if I remember. Let me look at my sheet again.
Yeah, if he wants to resist.
Oh, can I?
Yeah,
I do.
You can. You could always resist. You just were bad at it.
It's true. He got really lucky that one roll when I was trying to figure out a fucking language.
Yeah.
I did. I really did. Can I use a fate point on this? And
Do you have a relevant aspect?
Some family is forever, kind of knowing his tricks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add 2 to that. What? Oh, fuck. I don't have my ladder out. What's 2 above superb?
Fuck you. It's epic.
It's epic.
It's epic.
It's one more than David got, is what it is this fee.
Which, if we're going to use fate points, I'm fascinated with Anush to give me a bump. And I'm out of fate.
Okay, here's the fucking thing, motherfucker. I know exactly who Robert is. I know exactly where he is. And I am in the works trying to get like very, very, very close to him. There is a real like feeling of adoration towards him in this moment, like, and like doing things to please him with no ulterior motive, like not a double cross, like working for the motherfucker. He is going by a different name now. He is leading an army. His name is John Hunyadi. He is overtaking the Ottoman Empire, or trying to suppress them from attacking, which is, and has been from day one, been my main goal, was to save my people from the Ottomans, and now there's like a twinge of revenge there. So knowing that Robert...
I thought you said you were working for Robert first. You're working...
Yeah, I am. Nicholas, the guy in the town, you see like this like wormy little guy that I poisoned a lot of his family and killed a lot of people. I have like risen him to like a rank. He's like a whiny little baby that I control a little bit. And he is like in with Robert. Like he is in with John Hunyadi. Like they're besties. And I'm like, I'm like his... You wouldn't get this. Wouldn't be a reference you say, but like his Rasputin, essentially.
Yeah.
And Ida, I believe, is somewhere in the city. I call them my little birds, and I think from time to time offered me little notes and like things I like shouted into the city street while trying to like feed birds. And what was the last one you were looking for?
It's just anybody. If you knew concretely of anybody else. That's it.
I don't know concretely of anybody else. No, but like mainly all of that is yeah.
You're working for Robert, but he's at the head of the Ottoman Empire.
No,
opposite.
He's the head of the Hungarian.
Hungarian. army, yeah.
And they're trying to stop the Ottomans, so you've aligned yourself with Robert.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck.
Pagan's long game right there.
I think he just shakes his head a little bit and says, I see Robert is just replacing underlings even this time long after. Be careful where you tread.
Unfortunately, it is hard to be careful when nothing hurts you.
You're telling me.
He makes jokes
I would like
now.
I would like to make a non-lethal attack on Anush.
Oh dear.
That's fair. That's fair.
Not as a not as a show of like, not trying to debilitate or hurt him, but apply just enough pressure to say there's consequences everywhere.
Yeah, I get you.
And that is a fantastic.
Fantastic. I don't oppose.
Yeah, it is literally like almost like the rogue pulling the knife and putting it at like your neck kind of thing, right? Like,
do you have a knife?
No. Oh, no, he probably wouldn't carry a weapon on him. Yeah, he would for sure in this city. It's just tucked away. You can't see it, I would say. You know,
but you don't pull it out. You don't pull it out to threaten me?
No. I think he just does that in your brain and says, you haven't been the only one that's been busy.
Are you going to help me, or is this going to become a problem?
Pagan looked very nervous at that.
I can work with either. I just need to know which option to choose.
Pragmatic as ever.
At this time, we do not have much time before it falls. I am constantly doing calculations. I do not have time for niceties, Hafthor, William, whatever you go by these days.
Hey,
just let me know.
Too.
You're William. You're the other William.
I panicked. I thought of the guy, you know.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Thing.
Okay, it's fine. It's just like, makes sense.
You know, all these years, you can still only think of a few names. The Ottomans should be stopped.
I agree.
My allegiance is yours to that end. And that end only.
And your allegiance is seen in kind, but I have no end date.
We should find Ida.
No, impossible. They will find us eventually. We're together. They see everything.
At that, Yelena's grandmother wakes up and is like, "Who is making the noise?"
Oh, it is very nice to meet you. My name is Andreas, and these are my Williams. We have come with an offer.
I am my own William. I offer you my own poultices. And William pulls out a bag of very specific and special mushrooms that he always has around him.
I will go check on our guests. Be right back.
This will ease your sleep, Nonna.
Oh, we have William. Your name was William?
William II?
That one's...
No.
Anyway.
There's a joke. Sorry.
Oh.
We go back a long time. I've been looking for... and then he just kind of peeks into Anush's mind. Andreas. For a long time.
It is a kind and sweet offer. We are well set for mushrooms.
Okay. And then he just pulls out a different bag and hands you probably more gold than you've ever seen in your life, which is not very much, right? But just like a couple pieces, and says, well, this should ease your troubles. Everything.
Thank you. Fine. I was not worried. Thank you. And she pockets it. Why not? Can I also offer you some tea? You woke my grandmother. My mother should be here soon.
I would love some. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful.
And then he pops a couple caps.
I give Pagan a stare and I just shake my head.
She goes to one of the vials and opens up and took 2 little drops into your tea and puts the cap back on, being like, those looked old. This'll help.
They are very old. I live a nomadic life now. It is hard to find these in the wild. You must be very skilled.
They have honey.
What? If it wouldn't be too much, I can give you more coin.
I keep your coin.
Okay.
It's really vaguely insulting at this point.
I apologize. I just want some honey, and it is very hard.
I'm not insulted, young man. I'll take your money.
I like this one.
I see. This is the one I should be talking to.
Yeah, this is where
hello. It's nice to meet you.
Yes. In her many years, your grandmother's wisdom has shown her to never turn away payment.
I took the
you
first
never know
batch.
when the next one will come. She's as wise as she is beautiful.
You're damn right.
At this point, the bread's probably in the oven, so I walked back into the room, and I'm just kind of standing near Yelena protectively.
Mila, it is very nice to see you again. How's this bread with rosemary coming?
It needs to bake. What have you...
What? You did not let it sit to rise. Very interesting customs we have here.
Oh, should I have picked a name like Jakob? Am I on the wrong?
William is very good.
Name.
It's a good.
Okay.
What do you mean picked a name?
I mean, I missaid what I said. I said what I said.
Now my gaze goes from him to you. And then I walk over to Grandma and give her kisses on the cheek.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Just wanted to make sure that everything was ready for dinner, you know. If you need any from me, let me know.
Of course. These young Williams here are lovely and are here to join us for our evening repast.
They seem to want to join you for longer than that. I was telling that one over there that he probably needed permission from you before he just decided to make camp in your house.
Oh, we're all making camp here. We can't be so picky with our friends in times like these.
I have done...
Right, our friends.
I've done best to make
that word keeps being said.
For our sake. New friends, old friends, good friends, bad friends. We all
How
must
can a
start
friend
somewhere.
be bad?
Oh, there are moments.
To be young again.
There are moments, yes.
In this moment of stillness, as everyone tries to phrase what to say next, we'll back up and we'll move to Ida, because I don't want you to be left out any longer. What are you up to, Ida?
Ida has been doing the messenger thing. Jakob isn't the only face they wear. So because depending on where they end up being and what information they want to get, it makes more sense to be different people.
Mhm.
So I do think that they are a little bit of a little bird. So they do know that their friend and Pagan are on the move.
Mhm.
So I believe that Ida would have found a way to follow. But it wouldn't make sense for Jakob to be in the area that they are in.
Indeed.
So at that point they would take on the probably the visage of a woman in her probably like early 30s, which is so old in that time. Like, so like fully into adulthood and like settled and solid. And goes by the name of Vanya.
Okay.
So very like plain looking. Like they want to be as boring and unremarkable as possible while still being not being so unremarkable that they're remarkable, basically. So and I do think that Ida would have found a kinship with Yelena's family because she was also once while being told the ways of Christianity from the priest in Hastings, also was raised in the way of old magic. Not necessarily pagan, but just like, hey, like this herb, if you go to this copse of trees, like this herb will help with your headaches, that kind of thing, you know. So that natural medicine, and then as their time over the last few centuries, they've also learned it's like, oh no, this is a real thing. Okay, cool. So I think that Ida has been following. So I do think that as she hears as they hear a very familiar ruckus, Vanya makes her way back. Yelena, you would have come in contact with Vanya a time or two. But Vanya comes back. And I also think that Ida, being from this place of being so devastatingly poor, also finds ways to like kind of bring food around to those in need, especially to people that are healers. So
so would you have met me at one point?
I don't think directly. But I think that like the idea is that Vanya brings extra food to the people that are healing people, to be able to like as a form of because food is healing. So with that kind of pretense, Vanya comes back. Yelena, oh, you have quite a full house. I see a full tent. Nana, how are you, Nana?
More guests. How lovely. Hello.
A wave of relief just washes completely over Yelena. Just like, Vanya, it is so good to see you. Yes, I will bring stools out from the butcher shop. Bosco won't mind, I'm sure.
Here, take these. Hands over like some kind of whatever they're carrying, meager rations of food.
No, beautiful. It will go.
I
so
look
well.
at it somewhat eagerly, but hide that immediately. Just as a flash of, oh wow, food. But
we'll go back into the kitchen and prepare it. These are my new friends and neighbors. This is Andrej, and this is William, and this is also William.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is Vanya.
Hello, Vanya. It's a pleasure. I think Hathor
you don't
having no
introduce me?
recognition.
I'm sad.
Sorry. And Mila is such a constant in my life. You are like my sister, Mila, which I'm surprised you have not met, but you've certainly heard of.
Yes, I have. Good to meet you.
I think Hathor introduces himself. He's like, "Hello, Vanya. It's a pleasure," and then is like very quickly dismissive and is like trying to talk to Pagan and is like, "I think if we can stand it, if we just let Anush walk through the street, we could probably draw Ida out." Like trying to talk quietly. I think that's something we can consider. It's
Yelena, it's funny. Have you seen there are these cats running around? And I feel like that is actually like a code word that gets used because of that lovely joke.
You got to be careful of cats. They kill all the birds. Birds are very useful.
They are very good hunters.
They also scare away all the horses.
This does not make any sense.
Scare away horses?
And he gives a big smile to Vanya.
And the fact that we agreed on something at the same time just makes me like shudder a little bit.
I give you a big old smile.
Yeah, Yelena, Mila, go. Feel free to continue, please. I will help keep Nana company and help with your guests. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, come sit with me, Vanya.
It is no worries, my love. Go. It is safe. Don't worry. I can take care of myself. Go on.
Mila, to the kitchen. You can show me how to. Well, you can show me what you're doing. I don't bake.
Well, it is a specialized skill, much better than cooking. I mean, you have to be precise with your measurement, and it's just the way she talks as she goes off into the kitchen.
Let it rise first.
The voice drop.
Not this type of bread.
Oh, very interesting. Use lots of oils then.
Hello,
I know how to cook bread.
Okay, read your book.
She is
Hathor says after that last yell, none of these people know how to cook. No offense.
None of these people know. No, she didn't even let it rise.
This is it's everything I've had in the city.
Okay, you're all very okay, fine. Hello.
She put the rosemary in the bread. This is very nice.
What?
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 I don't know.
What? I don't know. How do cats scare horses?
Remember.
You never remember the code words. You never remember the code words.
No, I don't. I just make them up because he understands them.
Well, I don't need them for you, but I need them for Edith.
Oh, well, you haven't been around. I say many things. I think this is first day I'm using birds.
They just point up into the sky. Yeah.
Yeah, and then.
Okay. I feel
I open a channel.
Group chat.
Oh, good. Oh, thank God, it's been so long. Oh, you haven't texted in a while, man. Happy New Year.
Meanwhile, all you are going to be in silence while Grandma is just looking at you. It's like,
No, Pagan is placating.
No, Pagan's there. That's why we have Pagan.
Well, and Vanya, if it's all psychic, Vanya will sit and like take Nana's hand.
And like I'm looking,
stroke it.
Do stuff, and Pagan or Anush is probably still unloading his vials and setting up his stuff.
Ida has a double. Yeah, Ida's like she's like, Ida can run a line of conversation out loud that is complete nothing while still carrying on a conversation. So, right. So, okay. Oh, What Anush, what does he know?
I think he knows
No,
everything, unfortunately.
About Robert.
I do.
Yes, he took it very wrong and tried to kill me. So,
Well,
not kill me, but threaten.
Okay, all right.
Show of force.
Come on.
well, based off of what
Yes.
I've heard, I'm not surprised, Anush.
It is important.
It is. I don't disagree. It shocked me when I found out. But I hate that we have a common enemy at the moment, but we do.
I agree.
It is better to share one enemy than have many enemies scattered about us. It is not. He is not at this moment. 300 years, I may add, in the future from when we saw him last, the same. Yes, he has been given foresight. For these past hundreds of years, 3 centuries, he has known what is to come next. Do you not think that changes a person? Spirit, mind, and soul.
It's changed. Time has changed all of us.
Yes.
Obviously. Listen, I don't know what you're doing, Anush, but honestly, this is not the place for you.
I've not figured it out yet.
You can't. No, you.
They are to come with us to the stone, and
They are.
we will
no,
they get the
innocent
powers.
idiots.
We already have what is given. We need new vessels.
This
The
is.
only reason I would
We see if
align
it
with
is the
Robert
same.
is the people of Belgrade don't deserve what will befall them. I traveled here with the Ottomans. Their techniques and weapons are vastly superior to what I've seen anywhere else.
That is why we need allies.
I agree. And further endangering innocence without their consent and choice is not a decision I can
Who said anything without their consent and choice?
Anush,
Of course, we will tell them. Of
Friend.
course, they will make the choice to come with us.
friend.
Yes?
There are already those. This has to have happened. I know you always talked about how it's happened in between and all that, or we thought it had, whatever. Somebody knew was here.
Yes.
Somebody knew was here.
Oh, no.
I
Somebody you have not met before.
Somebody I've not met before can change their face.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is
do you think of that
absolutely...
person?
I show you. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I show you the little girl turning into the soldier and like acknowledging me. So not only are they also knew. They knew me, and that shouldn't be a thing. Oh, by the way, this is if you see this person, that's me too. And I show you Yakab. Oh, really? I don't know, like, because I don't know how common mirrors are, but like.
But it's yours. I mean, you think of what the person looks like, so
Yeah,
you have the best idea. I think, and then he shows you both. Well, I'm staying here, and I'm trying to keep low to the ground. I will work with Robert to help protect the citizens of Belgrade. I will ask you to ponder a question, Anush. There is few people on the face of this earth who know more or can outsmart you. Perhaps only one. And I think because in your hundreds of years of interactions with others, no one has been able to, it is outside the possibility of your mind to conceive that someone else is playing a bigger game.
And that is why I have folded. I cannot fathom a way to beat him, Hathor. So I have joined him.
There's
no other way.
Hathor is not a good poker player. There's a strong look of trying to hide it, but a strong look of contempt, of he is disappointed in his friend.
This is it's.
If they come willingly. That is my only condition.
That is,
Of course, it
that
is the
I
only
agree.
condition.
But they aren't going to believe. What do we just
Yes,
tell
they will.
them?
We show them. Just like you.
That feels.
There are things I am setting up. I did have the very much urge to take Mila in the street and stab my neck so that she might be arrested and not be our problem anymore, but I think she might be an ally.
You know, it would be much funnier if we put you on a cross.
It would, but I do not think it is in good form.
And then just ripped your arms off and
Very interesting.
Boys.
just
Children. How many centuries and you still have not grown up?
You can.
It is the only time I have left the muse to think. It's in the head. It is.
No,
can change a lot, but certain natures can't be.
No, this is very true. Right. Listen. Okay.
No,
Anush, why Yelena? I mean, she's very clever and very smart. But
Yes,
why did you choose this?
because she already would. I would not have to teach her that much to figure out what is going on with her. She already knows all of this, and Mila seems very passionate and very willing to follow whatever.
That scares me, to be honest. Those with those leaning towards the way of a zealot with given powers, somewhat
It is
terrifying.
true, but like I said, they have to consent to it first.
Yes.
It is not like we will not tell them or show them. Whether Mila thinks it is an act of God or not is up to her.
I still don't know that I don't believe it isn't an act of God, But
It is up to you then.
But right, do we tell them now? I mean, what's your plan?
Solely, we do not need to scare these people. Yes?
I think you've already done that by the absolute crazed look on their faces.
Yes, but this is social. This is anxious. This is not life-threatening.
I think we just go tell them. I'll go pick the bread up out of the oven with my brain, and you turn into one of them. And then I'll stab Anush as well.
Oh, should I turn into a horse? Remember when I turned into a horse?
That was not a horse. You've seen a horse now.
It's actually...
No, a giraffe, a lion.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, there is a more pressing issue.
Well, yes, probably.
This person who changes their shape.
Yes.
They were from before.
They
We
were.
don't know.
They were not from Hastings, which means
No,
that they are from
they-
something in between.
Not in between. Before. This is...
Why?
Hastings was not the only time. I found
Oh, no.
about Hastings from research and tracking
Hastings-
and stories.
How do you know that there wasn't something after Hastings?
Yeah.
There was not. Trust me, I would know.
I don't
Trust.
I don't try. I am not the stupid little girl you first met, Anush.
If there was, and maybe I missed it.
You missed many things in those years, so we would not be surprised. Neither here nor there.
That is fair. Sometimes I have gone
Having
away
gone to
for my...
college now, Hathor will say the number one fault of any scientist is making an assumption that you have not proven.
It is in my head. It is in my head. Okay, I do not say it out loud. I cannot when you say missed a lot of stuff. All you see afterwards is like heads, like multiple Anush heads in jars, and like headless torsos, like slowly growing back and like finally being able to breathe after. Yeah,
Don't show them that.
I hope not. This is unfiltered. Sorry. I am thinking very much about what to say.
Right. Okay. But is there another plan, or are we starting to release this information now? Like with this meal.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Just get it over with.
Do you think I would know when and where this is going to fall, or at least have the ability to figure it out quickly? Well,
Probably not.
that's fucking fair.
I mean, can we? I mean, as somebody who was like living in Hastings, can I tell like I'm sure we were watching the Comet in Hastings as people who lived there. So, and like I remember the timeline because that's like the life-defining moment of my life. So, could I like be like, oh, it's about like like the sun setting. Like, could I like kind of ascertain where the comet is in the sky in comparison to like or like how the chain of events might be? You can say no because that's wild, but I was like, I've been staring at this comet the entire time.
I was just gonna say, I think the number one thing we would just want to know is like, does it look like when Hastings, right? Like, oh, it's about to fall, or is it like, I don't know, there might be a day or two or something like that. I think that's more kind of what we're trying to get right.
Yeah, there's no way to tell.
Yeah, it's much more difficult to see. I think than Halfthor says it's much. Yeah,
coming at a different angle.
Yeah, I think being on the probably elevation in a city, a lot of different things. But I think it's better to just tell them as soon as possible. You're the one who had the most probably similarities to these people. I think. I mean, you can search yourself for this answer, but I think there's no good time it would have been able to shatter your reality and what you previously known to be your whole life. So just kind of maybe just do that, give us more time between then and the accepting.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. If and it would give them the time to decide if they were. They both seem like, well, Yelena absolutely seems like the type who would go investigate. Something happens and she goes to investigate, and this would give her the opportunity to make that decision.
That's what I'm saying.
And Mila follows where Yelena goes.
Yeah, I think much like you as well, Ida, Yelena has a desire for more, it seems, outside of the life she's been given.
I think you and she could have a few conversations. I think you would get along, from what I hear from her mother.
Well, that's a rare recommendation.
Well, you share some very old beliefs.
Yeah, but I so rarely get along with people.
Well, it's because you get very strange sometimes. It was because you sat on that dock for 100 years carving rocking chairs. They were lovely, but come on.
Yeah, I believe my mind heals, but sometimes I've done maybe just a little too many of these, and you just see the flash of the mushrooms. I'm just not quite sure I've ever come back from some of those.
I mean, no, I tried them at least once, and there was that one time and never again.
Okay. Yeah, whatever she put in this tea is really, really starting. It was good stuff. So we should, if we are having a serious conversation, have it quickly.
Yes, grandmother. I say grandmother. Do you think you can keep an eye on these your names Williams, both William and Andres?
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Oh, such handsome young man! I'd be happy to keep watch over.
Yes. I know you know how to take.
Just make sure it's only your eyes on me.
We'll see.
You joke, but no, she will. You watch. She pinches. I've seen it. Don't say I haven't seen it, Nana. Okay.
I'll pinch you.
I am going. Vanya leaves the tent goes inside. Right. I think the meal is good. Ladies, how can I be of assistance?
Well, I mean, I think I've got the bread down. I don't know what else you brought, so I don't know what's there.
Just little things, yeah. Like
meats and cheeses and
yeah.
We could probably make a stew out of this pretty well if you want to set out to making that. Yelena, you can get more of the herbs. I mean, rosemary's pretty good with anything.
Yes, and I think I also have maybe some onions from the garden. I'll be right back.
Ooh.
Yes, we will start. Yelena, bring it here. I can get something started. And yeah, Ida kind of looks around and is like, "This is very strange that I'm doing this, but okay." And goes and like starts putting things together to make some semblance of a peasant stew.
Mm-hmm.
As that is going. And that's everything's going and cooking and simmering. Right. You have very interesting neighbors, Yelena. They have a says they would like to have a conversation with the both of you.
About what?
Well, you know, the omen in the sky.
Oh, you mean the Lord's blessing on us? Yes, it will come in handy for our soldiers.
We can only hope.
Sarah, what would be the equivalent of like a history roll to see if Yelena would have noticed anything while she was out hunting?
Noticed what sort of thing? Sorry.
I'm trying to think if she's like seen the comet or like something new in the sky.
The comet's pretty prominent. Oh, yeah. We've all seen it.
Seen the comet. Everyone's seen the comet for sure.
Oh, okay, then.
Yeah, you don't need a roll for that.
Cool. I'm always happy to have a conversation with new people. You learn things this way.
That is very wise. You're a very wise young woman. Now,
yeah.
Yes, of course. I think perhaps this can sit for a while. It is better when it is. It has to sit. So perhaps we'll take Mila. We'll take your bread and we will go out and have a conversation. See what these strange men are asking for at this. It's very odd.
Strange indeed. See how that one he just decided to set up as though he knew better than Yelena and the rest of what medicines were and teas? God, like he owns the place.
Yeah. Vanya...
That is nothing but arrogance, and arrogance is pride, and pride is a sin.
Vanya is laughing, and only in the way of like a sibling can laugh as people point out the faults of their very close, their brothers. Yes, well.
Besides, did you see his robes? He says that he is a victim of all things.
Mila, people came from all over to come to Belgrade for safety.
This is true. This is true, Mila.
How can we trust he is not an Ottoman? He looks just like them.
Then he would be one amongst us of thousands. He would be so quickly harmed. I think it is more prudent to offer kindness to someone who may be in need. But be wary. You protect me in ways that I don't recognize I need it sometimes. And
I just take your hand and it's like, hey, we have been there since what? I've known you since I was 4.
Yeah.
You've been there through, helping my mother. Been there through the fire. Like, I have the best of intentions for you.
Of course. Of course. This is just one more thing that maybe requires a little compassion and patience. And we do not know all of the ways of healing. The world is vast, and we are always eager to learn.
And you do not know me, but a bit of wisdom from an older woman. If he was a spy, they would put him in better clothes. and he would not come to a place like this as an Ottoman. There is nothing to be gained from talking to healers in this way. He is eccentric, and I think not very good with people.
How do you know him so well? Have you met him before?
I've met a type of his type. Now, let's go. Bring the bread. Let's break it, and we'll see what they want. Yes?
Let's go,
I
Mila.
suppose. The Lord asks us to be merciful.
All right. Yeah, we walk out. A gentleman.
As you guys walk in, I think Hathor turns to Yelena and is like, if it would not bother you, it is sweltering. It is oppressively hot. I would love to take off my overcoat if that is, because he's still wearing the very big old man. Like the sleeves are too long and everything.
I feel welcome to do so. In contrast to Mila, Yelena is not dressed as modestly. Her arms are bare. Like she's... Yes.
So what everybody sees when Hathor pulls his large overcoat off is that his tunic is also sleeveless. It is like a leather jerkin kind of thing, right? Well, just wait. There are more tattoos. So you can see that some have faded like a lot, and then that some are very, very, very fresh. But what obviously, in addition to what Ida would and Anush would and Pagan would recognize, not much different than the art that's maybe up here is medieval. You see maybe like coming out of the arm, the end of the comet, and you see peeking out from like underneath his like around the neck is a weird face of a bear, and again all across his arms are now, in addition to the older Viking runes, other pagan what's the word I'm thinking of, traditions.
Yeah.
There are and it's very clearly like a storytelling portion of his body. But the two Christian, well, I mean, I don't know how much Mila would recognize, but if Yelena is a healer, would probably recognize a lot of these as like a no-go. And it is very intentionally like a statement by Hathor to do so. And sit down. And he's like, oh, I also have wine. And there's a big wineskin.
No-go?
What kind of symbols are these?
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you mean
What?
like evil eyes, or
Yeah. Like, oh, like
do you mean like they're blasphemous?
Yes.
Your hand gets squeezed gently.
They're not necessarily blasphemous. They're not like specifically anti-Christian, but they would be the exact kind of pagan stuff that is being torn down all through Europe during this time, right? In those traditions.
Oh yeah, no, then they would be considered evil in her eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there any of like Slavic paganism would like symbolize gods for this region?
Somewhere around 30 to 80 years or something like that there. I don't remember how much when I wrote it up in my thing, but
then
because he went north from when he spent time with Anush and went all over the Slavic region for a long time.
A color creeps up Yelena's neck, and she's blushing, but she's also terrified. Because this is not the region where this is safe to be seen. Perhaps a nice linen shirt would keep the sun off your back. And she's going to go and she's going to find a shirt big enough and offer it to you.
I follow as an attempt of like a bodyguard type thing.
Oh, I would have stood and waited for her to come back.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hathor immediately takes off the jerkin and replaces it with the see-through linen shirt. So now you can see the whole story of like Hastings. There's like a church.
Did you jump into a lake?
It's not see-through.
Oh my
It's
God.
the opposite of
Darcy.
see-through. It's
said linen.
Hey, cover your shit up.
It's a linen shirt. I'm thinking of a white linen shirt.
Not see-through.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Probably not white.
Breathing.
Dyed brown. Then sure.
Ida is giving a look. Ida is giving a look to Hathor like,
You are the one who wanted to do this. You wanted to show them.
Show us what?
Now the Ida voice, now the speaking in English is gonna happen for them to not understand. This is not what I meant. My God.
Just get it over with.
What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen?
And as you are talking in this really
He sat on a dock for 100 years.
And as you're talking in this weird ass language, I am like, protect.
I think at this point, Nona has started at like absolutely rubbing on Hathor's stacked body, and is like, "Please, just like I'm trying to like, okay, sure," and it's just like offered his arm.
Okay. Mila, it is fine. I promise you, it is fine. Yelena, I am very sorry.
Oh,
for William's actions.
Oh, I apologize.
What language was that?
Familiar.
It is not something that is around here.
It is English. From England.
English.
These are some fine markings you have, young man.
Thank you. Some of us are born with natural beauty, but some of us have to change our bodies to catch up.
Oh, you've got plenty of beauty. Don't you worry, young man. You'll come into your own.
No, I told you. I told you she's trouble.
I think also Ida and Anush would see hundreds of scars as well.
Yeah.
That
I am attempting to walk out with Yelena, like slowly towards the door.
Mila?
Mila, it is fine.
Please have a seat, break some bread. A conversation can be had, at which point...
Conversation? That seemed like a threat.
No.
Mila, it is merely the markings. They mean...
A blasphemy.
Ay, Mila.
Hathor's pouring wine and says, even our Lord Jesus Christ broke bread with tax collectors and prostitutes and the worst dregs of society. I haven't done anything half as bad as that. Would you please sit with me?
You see, your problem will probably always be perspective. Yes?
Hey.
You come at it from one way when many others...
Andres! Hey!
Yes, no. I come at it from the way of truth. That is the only way you need.
Truth Andres, has many different angles.
Andres, don't talk.
No, it does not.
Do not talk, please.
Do not talk, I do not talk.
Yes? I thought we were talking. I would love to talk. Mila, Yelena, please have a seat. Let us all have a conversation. At which point, you can choose to leave if you would like. There is no threat. only a request that you listen. Yes?
Yes.
And if what you hear you don't like, I will never darken your door again. And I will ensure my friend Andres and William the Lesser do not as well.
Lesser Maya.
I was going to anyway. You
Give them
offer
2
wine.
fingers.
Yes, please drink. Have lovely bread. Now, you see the star in the sky, the gift from God, Mila, as you called it.
Divine providence, yes.
This is not the first time it has graced the sky. It has happened.
That is not surprising.
But probably it has happened many times. Once, it happened in a small town in England. It was called Hastings. It's very far away. It's a place you have never heard of. But it was a place where I was born. For I am not Vanya. And my name was Ida. And one day, that gift from God fell from the sky, and it changed mine and, yes, my friends' lives forever. Quite literally. The moment it hit the ground, our lives were changed in ways that I cannot say out loud because you will not believe me. So all I can do is show you. And in front of your faces, Vanya changes into Jakob, because that's a face that they've been spending a lot of time in.
Mila immediately stands up, knocking over things as she does so. You cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. You cannot have a part in both the Lord's table and the table of demons. And she begins to book it.
Okay.
Can Halfthor hold Mila in the room? Or here, can I use the telekinesis to hold the door shut?
It's a tent.
You're
we're
outside.
a tent. That's right. Oh,
we're outside. Yeah.
I'm going to say you don't have that chance to get her before she goes.
Yelena,
You are
this is a
child. Velis, I am sorry that I was so alarmed. It is dangerous for me and my family for these things to be shown. You are a child of Velis. I'm sorry. This is.
Ida speaks of.
It's wonderful.
A sign of the God, Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
I use that term.
I mean no offense, Ida. When the meteor fell so many years ago, I saw my gods. And he starts pointing to specific runes. I thought it was the sign of Odin, gifts of Odin. And what is going on?
What is happening?
We have 2 Camerons.
Yeah.
We are.
And I disappeared because I left. I booked it.
She's gone.
I thought it was my gods, the old gods, and this was the truest sign. What I tell you, what we know, truthfully, is it doesn't matter who they're from, and it doesn't matter if you want to help your family and you want to protect them as well as you can. I cannot tell you from my experience that this is the best way, but I can tell you that there is incredible gifts being brought from the heavens, and you can take of those, and you will be more capable of protecting your family if that is what you wish.
I do not fear the gifts that whatever gods or not choose to bestow upon the lands. But right now, I need to go find Mila. I need to go find Mila.
Before you do, know that the star will fall. We don't know when, but it will fall from the sky. Soon. And you have a choice. Yes, you have a choice. If you go to it, you will be changed. That we do not know how. Our changes are different, all of us. But it is absolute in ways that you will never be able to live your life the same way again. So it is your choice. I tell you this because you are a very talented young woman, and I respect you, and I respect your mother and your grandmother. You can choose to accept the gift or not. This is not me telling you, okay? I just want you to go in with the knowledge and tell that to your friend. She means well. But
you listen to the nice young woman who is also a nice young man.
Nana. I brought you fruit specifically for you.
Ida, was it?
Yes.
Is this the name you prefer?
No, I have no name. In this face, I am Jakob. If you see this face, it is Jakob, and it is a friend.
I shall call you friend. So that is what you've always been. I understand what you are saying. I need to go find Mila.
Yes.
And I'm very sorry. You should not be here later. You need to find somewhere else to be.
Yes.
It has been a pleasure to meet all of you. And I hope to speak to you soon.
There is no apology necessary. Go to your friends. She protects you, but this is your turn. This is your time to protect her if you can.
Hathor stands up and just says, so that there's no more deception between us, my father called me Hathor. And then in your head...
Yup. There it is.
You hear... or you see a montage of the last 300 years.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, fuck.
We didn't tell her that. Oh, no.
And you say, of all the... And in a voice in your head, you hear, of all the tragedies I've seen, is that the evil continually returns, and very often there's not enough good to battle it. And then he gives a bow and leaves the tent with his old man.
For what it's worth,
he stole your shirt as
I thought
well.
this was a bad idea.
It was a little...
There was no good way. Oh, he was just going to tell you as well. So don't let him fool you, Anush.
Slowly, over periods of time. I probably wouldn't have told you. Probably would have just told Nana.
He doesn't show. He also doesn't. He doesn't show you the heads. Just to be clear, he
thank
spares
God.
you that.
I would like to speak with all of you if Haftor's gone, or she's also saying it in her head. Perhaps tomorrow if I can come, Mila, but I have to go now. Go. Please, I'm so sorry. Anush?
No.
I don't think we can be neighbors for this evening. I worry she will send someone looking for you.
That is
Here.
okay.
For you, perhaps, but not for my family.
No, she will not send anyone.
Go, Mila. Go to Mila.
I'm running to find my good friend Mila.
Anush.
I'm gonna look.
You know where I'm
Pagan.
going. The
Go
church.
find her.
Yeah.
Stop her. She's going to the church.
God.
Unfortunately, you two have royally fucked everything I have built.
No, you absolutely do not get to say those words. We are packing your shit, and we are getting out of here before you endanger even more innocent people. Enough. We're going. If you're going to hurt... Also, Pagan, do not hurt that child. Understood?
No, do not hurt her. Just stop her from telling the church.
Doesn't matter. Come on. We're getting your stuff, and we're getting out of here.
Okay. These birds, they are so persuasive sometimes.
It was
I'll
nice.
find another
to
place
meet
to
you.
set up.
Nana, you are going to be more than fine. She does pull out. He either pulls out some so Jakob pulls out some fruit that he'd snuck for you.
Oh, lovely. I will have to share this with my daughter when she comes back.
Yes. Perhaps don't share the full extent of the things you've seen today, yeah?
She shrugs. doesn't respond. Shrug.
Right. Okay. All right. Jakob is packing stuff as much, as putting things back in and being like, we're doing this with the expertise of somebody who studied under.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I'm not gonna stop you.
Knows exactly what is I'm used to this. I've been in this lab before. Here we go.
Yeah. If you didn't know what you were doing, I would have told you not to do it. But you're totally fine. I walk out with the telescope.
I swear to God. I swear to God. Whatever God it is, I swear to it.
I'm just gonna set it up and start doing calculations in the lawn, right outside of the tent. Because I don't give a... this is going to set me back so fucking long.
Get his telescope. Move him. Get him away.
Thor's very high, so he's probably close enough that if you wanted to run up... He's just, truly so slowly walking into thinking, I just need a bath.
Oh my God. Worthless men.
So if you want to catch up to him, he could probably he's close enough.
Oh Jesus, I forgot. Okay,
he's also functioning. He didn't do that much, I guess, unless Elena decides that it was a heroic dose. Okay,
probably was.
Yeah, he's just very buzzed. So I think if you find him and you tell him that, he walks back.
Yeah, I think of that, but yeah. Either Jakob, this guy that eat it. Hafthor.
Oh, young man.
My name is
Oh, yeah.
You know who it is.
Sorry.
Right. I'm speaking in English. You know this. Okay. Right. So,
yeah, sorry, I'm with you.
A friend is has decided that no matter what, he's going to absolutely endanger Yelena and her family. So, could you perchance steal his telescope and move it literally anywhere but where it is?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm sure it has to be able to go somewhere else. Yeah. There has to be another place that he can look at it. I'm gonna go back.
It's not really big. It's like a hand.
Oh, go get him.
Probably the size of my arm.
Go deal with the news. Just go deal with our friend. I'm going to go pack up his stuff. Apparently.
All right. I'm gonna take it as read that you guys move in and take out remove Anush from the dangerous zone.
Yes.
Hey.
And we're gonna
Yes.
go
Please.
to Yelena catching up with Mila before we end our night. So let's do that scene now.
So I'm running. I'm booking it to the church. So
Mila,
I don't
wait.
know.
Mila,
You got away from them. Good. I swear. You're lucky. Consorting with demons, they take men's souls like that.
I don't know what.
Now come. We must get to the church. There's the priest, the bishop. They will come down and they will cast them out.
Mila,
The last thing we need is demons in the city right before the siege of those infidels coming to get us.
Mila, please. You cannot send the church to where my family stays. Please. You know.
I know
If
what.
you do not. You have known me since we were little.
Good.
You must have seen around the cottage. You believe us to be good people, yeah?
Of course. How could I not?
Sending the church to where my family stays could mean death for us.
What?
And Yelena has a small carved cross that she typically wears, and she turns it, and in where it is darkened with charcoal at the top, she shows you that there is a symbol carved of the goddess Devena. We follow the old ways, Mila. We respect the Christian values and views, but we believe that there is enough room for all gods within this land.
Oh God, there is only one. Or the all gods.
There is one for you.
There's one for all.
There is one for those of the Christian faith. And we do not look down on anyone who chooses to believe differently, but that is not a universal truth. I know you are scared. It was alarming.
It was demonic.
Or could it be a gift?
Gift.
I think it's... and she's going to try and get you to come and sit with her nearby, but talking to you calmly. Think of what a gift it could be to be able to change your face in the time of war. I don't think these people wish us harm. They chose to warn us of something coming, to give us a choice. Evil does not give choices, it gives temptations, yes?
And often under the guise of choice, but yes.
I don't think they wish us harm. And I cannot do any more than ask you for temperance. You are scared and you wish to protect, and we love you that for you. The wine, sorry, it was good. But perhaps you can find a moment to, instead of seeking ways to rid yourself of something you do not understand, find ways to learn more about it and make a true decision based more on how you feel versus what your faith tells you is absolute. Today has been a lot, Mila. I am so sorry. I really had hoped for a nice meal with you. And I hope that you can still see me as I see you as a sister. But if not, I understand. I just pray that you do not hold this against us.
I take the cross, I turn it back around so that the symbol is hidden. You're right, this is a lot. And even the Lord told the story of the Samaritan. So we will deal with this later. You said they warned us of something. Of what?
Your divine providence. Yeah?
Yeah.
This is what gave the one that changed their face. This is what gave them that ability.
You trust that?
I have questions.
You trust that story?
I have questions. I don't. The other, William, the one that I offered.
Which one? There's two.
Well, they're both handsome. The one with the tattoos. Look, we have different tastes. It's fine. Hey, anyway, he showed me visions of centuries of places I have never seen. It could be fallacy, but imagine if it's real. I want to learn more. And I want to be able to learn more without seeing something as evil. It could be, but it could also be great and helpful. They have left. I asked them to leave.
Good.
Will you come back with me?
And I take your hand again and just kind of look at the scars on it and remember how you guys cared for me. If it weren't you, then no. But since it is, I give your hand a squeeze. Start walking back with you.
Thank you, sister.
Give you a hug as we walk.
All right. Okay. So we will back away from there. And
so the future, huh? Like thousands, hundreds of years? What? Past future.
In the beginning of the next episode, we will talk about what you've done in the next 10 days, but I'm going to skip ahead. On July 14th, John Hunyadi breaks through the massive Ottoman blockade of the river without losing a single boat. Shortly thereafter, he enters the city to massive fanfare, bringing with him some 30,000 fighting men, some Hungarian troops, some mercenaries, and many peasant crusaders, led by the Inquisitor Giovanni di Capistrano. They also bring with them vital supplies, so no more hungry bellies in Belgrade. Notable to the Heroes of Hastings, not only do they recognize Hunyadi as, of course, their former foe, Robert of Vue, but among those handing out food and supplies are spotted Otto, several Edmonds, and it takes a while to recognize her, Mirwine. But still, the cannons continue. More to come next time on Halley's Children Belgrade. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye,
guys.
Bye.